My name is Sheila Lamb, and I'm with the Virginia SBDC Network. For those of you that are not familiar with our organization, the Virginia Small Business Development Center is a partnership program between the U.S. Small Business Administration, George Mason University, and local host institutions throughout Virginia. With 26 locations across the Commonwealth, we provide training and technical assistance to small businesses in their local communities. Our one-on-one advising services are available at no charge. Today's webinar, Virginia Tourism Corporation Grant Program, is presented by the Virginia SBDC Network in collaboration with the Virginia Tourism Corporation's grant team. We are recording today's presentation, and it will be posted on our website, virginiasbdc.org. Due to the large number of participants, everyone's microphone is muted and the chat function is turned off. But if you have questions during the presentation, you can type those into the Q&A box. Those will be answered while we go, and then at the end, we'll do some questions out loud. We have also enabled the live transcript function, which you can show or hide via your own meeting controls. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our speaker for today's session, Staci Martin. Staci is the Virginia Tourism Corporation's grant director and has been with VTC for 9 years. She has over 20 years of experience in state government, having previously worked at Virginia Department of Conservation and Recreation and the Capital Area Workforce Investment Board. Staci is also adjunct faculty at Old Dominion University, teaching in both the English department and in Parks, Recreation, and Tourism Studies. Assisting Staci today are Noah Salaah, ad-Deen, and Caleb Leech. Noah is the grant specialist for VTC. He manages the reimbursement processes for all grants. Caleb is the grants coordinator for VTC. He manages final reporting structures. Both of them are looking forward to answering your questions in this webinar. Thank you, Caleb and Noah. And now please join me in welcoming our speaker for today, Staci Martin.
Thank you, Sheila. We appreciate that. And thank you all for attending our webinar. This is our webinar about our Microbusiness Marketing Leverage Program. This presentation will solely be about that program. We have some additional programs. We may do some webinars with SBDC on those programs throughout the next 12 months or so. So we're so glad you could join us today. Like we said, Noah and Caleb will answer questions in the Q&A box. And then if there are any questions left at the end, Sheila will read those out to me, or we can take questions from folks in attendance. So this webinar is also posted online on vatc.org/grants. You can take a look at the slide deck and notes if you need to refer back to those if you're going to apply. So VTC offers 5 different grant programs. Like I said, this is our Microbusiness Marketing Leverage Program. We also have a Special Events and Festivals program, a marketing leverage program called VA 250, which is related to America's 250th. That commemoration is 2026 to 2031. We're providing some runway for eligible applicants to prepare for that commemoration. We have our traditional marketing leverage program, and then our set-aside round for destination marketing offices. But this one is of particular interest, the Microbusiness Marketing Leverage Program, for those of you that own small businesses with less than 20 full-time employees, and your business is tourism oriented. So what does it mean to be tourism oriented? It means that you have a unique visitor experience at your location. You might be boutique retail, you might be a B&B, lodging partner, restaurant, food truck. We do have some exceptions to our eligibility. So if you have more than 20 full-time employees, you have 21 or more, you're not eligible for this program, but you are for our larger marketing leverage program. We also only allow personal wellness businesses like yoga studios, nail salons, hair salons, massage studios to apply if they are located inside a lodging resort like Primland, Salamander, Cavalier here in Virginia Beach. So if you're in that business sector, you're not eligible to apply unless you are inside one of those lodging partners. So over the past year, we decided to take a really close look at our grants. If you've applied in the past, it is substantially different this time. So I'd like to real quickly go over some of the changes that you might see. We've streamlined our application and reduced the number of questions. We've gone down to 3 sections from 6. Now there's a goals section, a research section, and a marketing section. And so you'll need to set some goals with these marketing dollars, back up those goals with research, and then build out a marketing plan based on that research so you can achieve those goals. We also adjusted the program, so 75% of your award must be spent attracting visitors from at least 50 miles away. We really want to get that out of region and out of state person coming into Virginia and hopefully spending a night or two. Our whole goal is to get folks to spend more and stay longer. We took a close look at our eligible marketing items. We pared that down a little bit. We revised our scoring, took our terms and conditions down from 16-page document to about 8 or 9. And we did character limits on our questions this time. So if it looks different, it's supposed to look different. If you applied before, it is substantially different. And we'll go through some of the things that you need to keep up with as you apply. So we did change the timing of when we opened this program. In the past, it was September. We moved it up to July with a closing on August 22nd. So we could have more time to score. And so you would know before you started that marketing in September that you would know you got funded. So it's always going to be midsummer going forward. The goal of this whole program is to push money out into the tourism marketing ecosystem to get folks to come during the off season. So marketing using your grant award needs to be marketing that's really driving visitation from September 2024 to May 2025. There is a small look back period if you've already started spending money promoting your fall tours or winter events, that you'd be able to submit those for reimbursement. But the real goal here is let's get folks out and traveling on those long federal holiday weekends, on those teacher workday school holiday weekends, fall break, spring break, winter break, folks coming out for football games and tailgating. Really think through how you can piggyback on some of the other things folks are doing in that off-season travel season. So this does require our normal hub and spoke partnership. So what that means is you really kind of have to build out an itinerary. Let's say your business is at the center, right? You want people to come to your boutique retail center. Where else can they go while they're on vacation? Where are they going to stay? Where are they going to eat? Where are they going to get breakfast? Where are they going to buy some, supplies they might need during their trip? So think through unique places where people are going to go and spend money in the community and in the destination. So some folks are wondering, like, what's marketing leverage mean? Marketing leverage means that we want to match our public dollars with your private dollars. That means what we want to do is we want to really increase the amount of money going out into that tourism marketing ecosystem to get folks to spend more and stay longer. We really, really want to focus on out-of-state visitation. Right now, we're at about 90 million per day in visitor spending. We really, really need to get up to 100 million per day to stay competitive with North Carolina and Tennessee. So part of that is pushing out this grant money, matching it with your grant money, and really getting the word out that there is stuff to do in Virginia all year long. Now, this grant does require match. It can be cash or in kind. So cash match is money that you're spending on paid advertising. Let's say you're putting an ad in the Washington Post and you've already done that. You've got the Virginia is for Lovers logo on there. You can count that as a match. Now, earned or owned media can count as in-kind match. And what that means is your number of your Facebook followers. We're going to allow you to count that as match. The number of your Instagram followers, any sort of earned media or editorial that you've gotten. So let's say you've got a full page article in Southern Living about your business recently. We're going to allow you to count that as match. In the program application instructions are specific ways where you can value that earned and owned media. So you might already have enough match to apply for this program based on the number of your social media followers or based on some editorial that you've gotten. The number one thing you should be doing as a business owner is setting up Google Alerts. Google Alerts are free. I'm old enough to remember PR clipping services where all the newspapers from around the country would go into one ad agency and they have an army of folks cutting out editorial that folks got. So what you want to do is set up Google Alerts for your business name, your destination, your locality, and Google will email you every time that shows up out in the web. And that way you can keep track of the editorial that you've earned. Now, these are all reimbursement programs. VTC has to be good stewards of these tourism tax dollars. So we don't send you any money up front. What you have to do is you spend the award down, and then you submit to us proof that you place these ads, proof that you use the Virginia is for Lovers logo, link, or hashtag, proof of the actual advertising, and proof of payment. You send that all to us with a reimbursement form. We review it all, made sure you met the requirements of the marketing program and the terms and conditions, and then we pay you back for those dollars. Now, we do understand with small businesses, cash flow can be challenging, so you don't have to wait until you've spent your full $5,000 to request reimbursement. You can do that $500, $1,000, $1,500 at a time, depending on what you need. Now, the whole goal of this program is that your marketing initiative will carry that Virginia is for Lovers brand, right? In a way, you act as our marketing agency while you're marketing your business, your event, and the things you have going on. So we want to see you use that Virginia is for Lovers logo, hashtag, and link in your marketing, whether it's on social media or on the radio. So we often get questions on how do I get Virginia is for Lovers words on the radio in my radio ad? Oh, we hear a lot of people say things like, hey, everybody knows Virginia is for Lovers and you're going to love our sale or you're going to love our event. So think through how you can get those words into any audio narrative that you're doing, be it a radio ad, an influencer's podcast, or something like that. And there's really detailed instructions in the grant application form on how to activate the Virginia is for Lovers brand in your marketing campaign. So for this round, we have about $500,000 to grant out. Grant awards are between $5,000 and $10,000. Small tourism-oriented businesses can apply for the $5,000 tier. Our destination marketing offices, Main Streets, or downtown business associations that are collectively marketing several small businesses can apply at the $10,000 tier. We think that we can fund about 60 proposals. This is fewer than in the past. We do need to reserve part of the funding available for this program for the larger marketing leverage round in February. The goal of this whole program, and I can't stress this enough, is to increase out of region and overnight travel during the off season. We start reviewing awards on August 23rd, and we believe we can notify folks of their award sometime in October, probably mid to late October. So some of the ways to think about marketing off-season visitation. Think about how you can do holiday shopping initiatives, shop local initiatives, shop American initiatives. Think about restaurant weeks. If you're a restaurant owner, can you get a whole bunch of restaurants partnering together and launching a restaurant week on Main Street or in your downtown? Does your community have anything going on with Winter Wonderland or holiday lights? How can you piggyback on that marketing? So think about some of the long weekends that state and federal employees get. How can you market to those employees in Richmond, Hampton Roads, and Washington, D.C.? They often have ample leave time, take those long weekends to travel. So maybe you want to target your social media marketing a few weeks before that long weekend travel. So you can read through this list on your own, just some ideas on what might motivate people to travel certain times of year. So those that are new to tourism marketing are probably curious on how does this work? What actually is a DMO? So a DMO stands for Destination Marketing Organization or Destination Management Office. Some DMOs specialize in only marketing for a region. Some DMOs have the management piece, and they're also taking a look at economic development. So it's a whole ecosystem. At the top, we've got Brand USA. Those are the folks that market travel to the United States outside of the United States. We don't see their ads here because we're already here, but they're marketing in all different countries. I believe they are in 57 different languages. Their job is really to bring in international inbound visitation. So then we also have, then we have regional DMOs. These are multi-state partnerships. So we belong to Capital Region USA. That's a partnership between Virginia, Maryland, and Washington, D.C. We all work collectively together to bring folks into this mid-Atlantic region. Then you've got us, Virginia is for Lovers, also known as Virginia Tourism Corporation or Virginia Tourism Authority. Our job is to bring people to Virginia. And then you've got your local DMO, your Main Street organizations, your event producers, and you as business owners. Your job is to bring people into your town, onto your Main Street, and crossing that threshold of your business. So really take a look at what these other entities are doing in terms of tourism marketing. At Virginia is for Lovers, we'll be releasing our national campaign shortly. It is called Vacation Starts with VA. You can take a look at some of the marketing collateral that we already have online. Think about how you might be able to piggyback on some of that marketing. Later this year, we are going to announce some additional ways to piggyback on that national campaign. So one thing you need to think about with tourism marketing is layering everything together. So if you don't have a RAT card in the state welcome centers, you really need to do one. Grant money can be used for the design, printing, and distribution of those RAT cards. We also manage the RAT card distribution at the safety rest areas as well. It's only $120 a year to have a RAT card pocket in a welcome center. So it's something you might want to think about in terms of where's your nearest welcome center, where are the crossroads where people are coming from. So for instance, if you're a Hampton Roads business, perhaps you want to be in the New Kent Welcome Center, and then also the Welcome Center down at Bracy on 85, where folks come in from North Carolina. We also have various co-ops where we buy down the cost of advertising in things like Travelocity or Expedia to make it more affordable for our small business partners. Leisure 360 is our media partner. They have buyouts available through their streaming channels and through virginia.org. Take a look and see what your DMO is doing. What's your EDA doing? Who's doing marketing in your region, and how can you layer that in with what you're doing? We want to see you carry that Virginia is for Lovers, that Love VA message all the way through your marketing. And then you can start a Virginia is for Lovers merchandise program with these grant dollars. So you're allowed to use 10% of your grant award if you get one, $500 if you went for a $5,000 award, to start a merchandise program for your boutique retail store, your visitor center, maybe you're going to events, and you can buy those things at wholesale and sell them at retail. It's a great way to come up with match money for each round going forward. We do have a new merchandise company called Creative Color located up there in Fredericksburg. If you want to take advantage of this program, you can set up a wholesale account through our website, take a look at their pricing, decide what you want to order and resell. Like I said, only 10% of your grant award can be used to start a merchandise program. So we got a lot of questions on what do I need to do before I apply? How do I get ready to apply for this program? The number one thing is you're going to need to talk to your destination marketing office, the tourism office in your region. I know Sheila is located up there in Northern Virginia. Some of you may also be located in Northern Virginia. So maybe you need to talk to Loudoun County's DMO because you're going to need to get a letter of support, and you're going to need to upload that letter of support into the online portal. There is information in the program application that will take you to a list of all the destination marketing offices across Virginia. There's about 135. It varies by county or town, and there are some regional ones. If you do find you're in one of those areas where there's really not a DMO yet that covers your community, you can submit a letter from a locality leader, like a town council member, a town manager, county manager. The second thing you need to take a look at is your research. What is your zip code data telling you from your credit card reports? Where are people coming from? Take a look at your Facebook and Instagram insights. Who's following your page? Take a look at VTC's research. What do traveler profiles look like for your business type? What do traveler profiles look like for folks coming in to the Northern Virginia area or Southwest Virginia area? What are the demographics of those folks? What are their average incomes? How long are they staying? What you're going to need to do is evaluate that research you have from multiple sources and then create some goals for your program. Maybe you're seeing that 10% of your customers are coming from New York City. That's a pretty good amount. Maybe now you want to start marketing to New Jersey or Philadelphia. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, maybe I can attract another 5% from New York. I'm going to take these dollars and do a lot of social media advertising to get people from New York to come to my community and come shop at my store. So that research is really going to drive your goals and that's going to drive your marketing plan. And then in your marketing plan part of this application, you have 10 lines for each marketing plan. The first marketing plan is going to be your match, right? That's where you list your earned or owned or paid media. And then the second marketing plan you're going to do are the things that you would like VTC to reimburse you for. And that marketing plan really has to be detailed. We want to see who you're marketing to, what vendor you're using, how much money you're allocating, and your placement dates. And that needs to match up with your research and your goals. So for instance, in one of my marketing plan line items, I might say, I'm going to do social media. I'm going to do Facebook Meta. I'm going to target families in Charlotte, North Carolina with household incomes over 100,000. I'm going to place those ads in November around Thanksgiving travel time, and I'm going to allocate $1,000 toward those social media boosts. Or in the second example, maybe I decide I'm going to do a print ad. I'm going to place that in the Charlotte Observer. I'm going to target Charlotte, North Carolina incomes over 100,000. I'm really going to focus on couples that may want to shop without their kids. And I'm going to place those ads in December at a cost of $1,000. So really think through building out a marketing plan. How are you going to come up with match? And then how are you going to allocate that $5,000 you're requesting from VTC? Who are you going to target? What are the demographics of that target market? What's going to motivate them to travel? When are you going to market to them? And how much are you going to spend? So one of the reasons why we offer programs like this is we know tourism economics are really important. We know that tourism revenue comes in and supports locality services, right? And that's your occupancy tax, your meals tax, and your sales tax. We also know that you, as local business owners, you help keep profits in the local community. Most business owners live in or near the community in which their business is located. You are the folks that sponsor the Little League team, and we want to provide some support to really make that economic ecosystem even stronger with these marketing dollars. We also know that tourism and all the fun things to do in a community are what leads to traditional economic development. So recently, a couple of years ago, ADP, the big payroll processor, relocated to Norfolk, Virginia. Now, the price per square foot for a large corporate building is much higher in Norfolk than it is in some other cities across the state. But ADP decided they wanted to pay a premium because the quality of life for their employees was better in the Hampton Roads region. There's a lot more things for their employees to do, 15 universities within 100 miles for their children and spouses. And so we know that the more small businesses and more tourism-oriented businesses we can get stood up in a community, the more traditional economic development is going to come to that community. We also need our dollars to leverage your dollars. You match one-to-one with us, or you go above and beyond the match, that increases the amount of money out there in the tourism marketing ecosystem. One of the things you should do as a small business owner is attend a DMO meeting. Find out what your local tourism office is doing. Get involved with your locality's economic development authority. Attend those public meetings. Create partnerships with other folks so you can get a larger pool of money, and maybe in February, apply for one of our larger marketing grants. So sometimes it can be challenging for small businesses or localities to find a match for these programs. In the 2021 special session, the state passed legislation allowing localities to set up tourism investment districts. Richmond Regional Tourism was the first one to stand up a TID in the state. And what that is, it's a 2% fee on lodging in Richmond's case. And that fee then gets deposited into an account that is specifically for tourism marketing and tourism development. I believe Norfolk and Virginia Beach are looking at the legislation. There's some other communities as well. It's a bit of a heavy lift getting businesses involved and agreeing to charge this fee, but it is a good way to come up with matching dollars for our grant programs. Talk to your locality, talk to your DMO. They may have a small business grant program that you can use as match to activate VTC dollars. Take a look at your existing marketing budget. If you're already doing some marketing, add that Virginia's for Lovers logo to it, and then use that as match. Again, work with other businesses in your community or on your main street. Maybe you want to create a partnership with a lodging partner, a bakery, your boutique retail, and one of the breweries nearby. And you're going to create a coupon package or an overnight stay package to try and get folks to come to your 4 businesses. And then those organizations, like some of our smaller museums that are 501(c)s, what they do is they'll announce, hey, donors, we're looking to get a grant from VTC. Can you help us come up with the match? And they come up with their match through fundraising. That really works for our smaller museums and 501(c)s. So think about ways that you can raise the funds for your match through these different methods. So some things to remember for our grant programs is we really look at partnerships. We want to know that you're working with other tourism-oriented businesses in your region, that it's going to create a really robust experience for someone to say, you know what, I'm going to take an extra day off work. I'm going to go for this event. I'm going to leave on Thursday. I'm going to do some shopping at these really cool boutique retail shops in this community. I'm going to go to a concert on Saturday. I'm going to go have breakfast at this donut shop on Sunday. So really think through how you're going to motivate folks to travel based on showing them there's a lot of really great stuff to do in your community. The match is really critical for our programs. We need to prove to our auditors and, of course, Secretary of Commerce and the governor that we are being good stewards of these public dollars and we are matching them with private dollars to increase marketing in the region. You do have to use that Virginia is for Lovers logo in all your marketing and advertising for reimbursement. There's information on our website and in the program instructions on how to get that logo suite. You need to agree to the particular terms and conditions on using that trademark. The other thing to remember is these are reimbursement programs. Again, you can request reimbursement as you go, as you spend down your award, but we do not grant money up front. If you're interested in this program, remember, you have to be a tourism-oriented small business with fewer than 20 full-time employees, focused on marketing during the off-season, September 24 to May 25. Our other programs have different eligibility requirements. Research is critical for these programs. We have got to prove a really positive economic impact. You know, make sure you're taking a look at what VTC has in our research pages. Look at your own social media insights, your own credit card reports. Talk to your DMO. They might have research from tourism research companies like AirDNA, Arrivalist, Adara. Maybe even talk to your local university. See if they've done any economic research in your region and can share some data with you. Before you even open that application portal, read through all of the documents. We have really clear terms and conditions. Review that list of eligible expenses. And then read over the instructions. The instructions document are in a Word document. There's screenshots from the application portal, and then all the questions that you'll be asked in the application. You could actually type out your answers to the questions in that Word document, and then copy and paste them to the online portal when you're ready to do that. Now, this grant does close at 5 o'clock on August 22, so don't wait till the last minute to apply either. Make sure you're really working a little bit towards your application as you go throughout July. And then by mid-August, really thinking about sitting down and getting all that information into the online portal. So this is what our tourism-facing website looks like, vatc.org. All the information for us is under the Grants tab. You would click the program that you're interested in. In this case, it's the Microbusiness Marketing Leverage Program. And then that will take you to a landing page. And on the right-hand sidebar of the landing page, you will see all the documents related to that program. The terms and conditions, the instructions, a glossary. We know we use a lot of abbreviations in tourism, so we created a glossary for you. We have FAQs on there. And then what you would do to get to the application, and you would simply click the top link. It'll open the electronic portal and you would start applying. You can stop and start your application as you go, but you need to save that link to your application. So before you think about applying and before we take any questions, research what we have to offer through the Welcome Center program. It's run a little bit separately from what we do in grants. They have a different website, welcomeva.com. So they do things beyond just rat cards in the Welcome Center. We've got buy-ups like videos playing in the Welcome Center. You could do a Welcome Center takeover where your business's products are all on display on a table for the month. You can staff that table, give out freebies to folks coming in to the welcome centers. Take a look at those co-ops where we buy down the cost of certain advertising, or we also do social media rebates. Look at those terms and conditions and instructions. Think about how you're going to come up with match, whether it's cash match or valuing earned or owned media. Like I said before, there's a 10% limit on how much you can use for a merchandise program. There's also 10% limits in other categories, like your ASCAP BMI fees if you're a restaurant, like your insurance if you're doing an event. So take a look at some of those restrictions as well. We talked about filling out your application in Word and pasting it over, and then make sure you get that letter of support from your destination marketing office. Don't wait till the last minute to get those letters. We don't want them to be inundated with hundreds of requests for letters on August 22nd. So make sure you're working closely with them. They know what kind of marketing you're going to try and do, and that you need a letter of support. So on this screen are our email boxes specific to each program. You can also reach out to Noah, Caleb, and I for a one-on-one conversation or a virtual meeting, or email us any questions you might have about our programs. And we'd be happy to answer them. Our schedule does get tight as we go through our grant cycle. So please bear with us, give us a couple days to answer an email, have some flexibility in terms of what we can schedule if you want a one-on-one meeting. And I'm going to go ahead and stop share here, and we can take a look at some of the questions. So I'll turn it back over to you, Sheila.
So we do have a couple of questions right now on the screen we can go over. The first one is, my business is opening in the city of Fairfax, but I don't see the city on the list. Would I need to contact Fairfax County?
You could contact Fairfax County. There's a regional DMO in that area as well. I don't know that off the top of my head, but drop us an email and we'll connect you with the DMO director in that region.
Fabulous. Next question. Can you apply for multiple grant programs? Let's see. I'm with an independent artist music festival that's being held in October this year. I think the festival will be eligible for this program and the special grant program. So could they apply for both?
Yes, you can. We allow one application per EIN number in each program type. However, if you do end up getting 2 awards, one of the awards may be reduced due to getting two awards. But right now, the microbusiness program would work for your upcoming event in October. The special event and festivals round that's open now is for our 2025 calendar year events. So you would want to apply for microbusiness for your 2024 event, and then apply for special events and festivals for your October 2025 event.
Right. Do we have any other questions while we can pick Staci's and Noah's and Caleb's brain? You did cover a lot of good information. Very
hand up.
Very helpful. Robin, can you drop your question into the Q&A? Let's see. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can get Robin. Okay, Robin, did you drop the
Hello?
question?
Can
Hi,
you hear me?
Yes.
It won't let me drop no question in Q&A.
Okay, if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask us now.
Yes. How do we set up appointment with one of y'all so we could get all the information?
I'm sure. I'm going to go. Can you see the chat? Or if you go to vatc.org/grants, you'll see our contact information on the sidebar. And I can go ahead and put that in the chat here, in the Q&A here. There we go. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, our email addresses are hosted online.
Great. Okay, so let's see. We have another question. If we are still in the process of opening but expect to be operational by January 2025, should we go ahead and apply or wait until the next round?
You need to be open and operating by the time the grant closes. So if you're not going to be open till January, then you would probably want to wait until we open the marketing leverage program in February.
I'm just starting our business. I don't have any Instagram followers, etc. Would it be better for me to wait until February to apply after I have more followers on social media?
Not necessarily. You can use any paid marketing that you're doing as match. Google your business, see if you've gotten any editorial that you might not know about. You could count that as match as well.
Great. And I'm going to answer this question out loud as well as reply. If you joined late, we will be sending out an email with the recording and the slides, as well as Staci, I think you posted information on how they can access it on your site as well, right?
That's correct.
Okay. Do we have any other questions? Still have a little time, so if anything pops into your all's minds, we'll go ahead and handle those questions.
I see a hand up with Christopher.
I don't see that. It might have. Oh,
It's gone now, so.
okay. Here's another question. Is paying for website development and advertising and marketing match?
Yes, your website development, but you got to have that Virginia is for Lovers logo on your website. If you're requesting website development as part of the reimbursement side, you need to include a scope of work on the work that was done on your website. And you can't use the whole grant for that. We want to see you then marketing and pushing out that website exists. So for instance, an example might be, let's say you want to add a booking engine to your website where folks can sign up to go on a guided tour with you. That would be eligible to be reimbursed or could count as match. But then we also want to see how you're marketing the fact that you now have that new booking engine on your website. And I will share that we're seeing more and more folks just don't want to talk to somebody when they're planning their vacation. They want to do everything online. So having that online booking engine or that calendar where they can say, all right, on this date at this time, I want to go on this bike tour. I'm going to go ahead and pay for it right away. I know that's done and that's part of my vacation itinerary. So really think through how folks can interact with you digitally to plan their vacation.
So another question, for the required match, I recently was awarded a local grant to develop my website, which will target tourism. Would that count as a match, even though I'm paying for that with another grant?
So we don't worry too much about the source of your grant. We're not too keen on matching state money to state money. But if you have a locality grant or a grant from your locality, you can match that to state money. If you have a federal grant, you can match that to our state dollars as well.
And here's a question, and I'm going to go ahead and read it in case someone else missed it too. So how are destination locations defined?
I'm not sure I understand the question per se.
Okay. Is it Tamitha? If you can elaborate a little bit on your question, please?
I can share that destination marketing offices are designated by the locality and then approved by Virginia Tourism. So you might see there might be a destination marketing office for a town that's located inside a county that also has a destination marketing office.
I'm going to unmute and see if Tamitha can just ask her question. Okay.
Yeah, so that was pretty much my question. I know there's
Okay.
you're talking about right now. I did come in late, but I know you're talking about like for marketing grants or reimburse for that, and I do have that. And I'll be very interested in seeing what the information was. But I also saw at one point that there were grants for like destination locations. If your business can be as classified maybe as a destination location where could be advertised to draw in tourist or activity, to your location, you're like a destination spot, like, come to Virginia and visit, my business, and it has that kind of, I guess, whatever the criteria for that is, or if you have, I guess, evidence that, you've advertised, I don't know if it's nationally or just, statewide or whatever, and that you have had business that has come that way, that you can kind of, I guess, count as, we attract tourists, or we attract,
Yeah.
we are a destination location type of thing.
What kind of business is it?
So it is an event space, and it is also candle making, a candle DIY bar, kind of like paint and sip, but it's
Perfect.
candle making, and it's really
Great.
kind of elevated, and it has certain elements that make it very social. So
Sure.
yeah.
So as that type of business, you would be eligible for the Microbusiness Program, the Marketing Leverage Program, and possibly the Special Events and Festival Program, depending if you've had 2 consecutive day events at that site. But what you saw with the Destination Marketing Office grant is a set-aside round just for our designated tourism offices that have been designated by their locality. They have to pass a resolution through their town council or their county supervisors, and VTC has to approve that. There's usually only 1 per county. And so it's not possible to have a business be a destination marketing office, but you are a tourism oriented business and open and eligible for all of our other programs.
Okay, great. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and move on so we can get a couple more questions in. Thanks, Tamitha. Let's see, do you have any existing, or would you be open to developing any preferred vendor relationships for marketing companies you would recommend grant awardees to work with?
So on the grants team, we don't do that. Our brand and marketing teams manage who we interact with our vendors. But again, we're a state agency. It's all done through RFP process. Our current advertising agency is Sway. Our PR and communication agency is Love. The vendors that get selected to be in the co-op program are all managed through our brand office. Happy to drop me an email. I'm happy to connect you with them. But we don't particularly favor any marketing agency. We don't try and steer you to any particular marketing channels. We're happy to talk through some ideas in terms of, who might be able to hit your target market, like the Charlotte Observer in Charlotte, or Northern Virginia Magazine, if you're trying to hit those folks in Washington, D.C. area. But being a state agency, we don't particularly favor any other vendors other than those that go through the RFP process.
One more question. Would a convenience store be eligible for these funds? Would it be considered a way to attract tourists?
Most likely not. You could partner possibly on someone else's grant. So let's say you're the Raceway is going to apply, like Virginia International Raceway often applies. You could be a partner on their grant, because that's where folks are going to stop by and pick up their pre-ordered box lunches for the race. But we can't fund like convenience stores across the state at all. There's got to be more than just a shopping experience. It needs to be boutique retail, that kind of thing.
Okay, we have about 15 more minutes, so if anyone has a question, if not, we'll just wrap up here. I guess while we wait, Staci, do you have any last words of wisdom?
I can't stress enough, read over those program instructions and terms and conditions before you apply. Prepare your application in a Word document before you go into the electronic portal. That's the best way to do it. Make sure you've got all the information you need before you apply.
Fabulous. Okay. And if nothing, oh, wait. So I'm looking at doing a spring break special to encourage visitation during shoulder season. Would spring breakers be an appropriate target market, or do I need to define a geographic area?
So spring breakers would be a good demographic, but yes, you would need to really define a geographic area. And this is really a small amount of money. You're not going to be able to market to spring breakers nationwide with $5,000. Really look at those folks in the drive market: Philadelphia, Charlotte, Cleveland, Baltimore, New York, Delaware. And the best thing to do is kind of saturate an area with your marketing, so they then convert to booking that travel.
Here's a question. I think they're looking to see if they're eligible. What about a startup boat tour company?
Yes, tour guide companies are eligible. Now, we can't pay for any of your capital costs to stand up your business. We can't pay for your boat. we can't pay wages or staff. It's really marketing that you now have these tours available. You need to be open and operating by the time the grant round closes.
And we have, Caleb, I'm not sure if you're answering this question in the background. You got it. The one about, can you apply again? I think if you win
Yeah,
this time, that was answered. Okay, do we have any other questions? And again, you all will get this information so you can reach out directly for questions. I think I'll wrap us up here.
Okay.
I want to thank you all. This has been a fabulous, as always, presentation. I want to thank everyone who attended today. And as again, a reminder, you will receive an email with a link to the recording and the presentation slides. If you would like to sign up for upcoming webinars or access recorded webinars, please visit virginiasbdc.org/training. These SBDC resources are designed to be used in collaboration with your local SBDC advisors. You can sign up for a free and confidential session by emailing help@virginiasbdc.org or via our website. And since we have no other questions, I'll go ahead and close this out. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we hope to see you at our next session. Take care, everyone.
Thank you, Sheila. Take care.
Bye.